Okay, so this is starting about. It's gonna be pretty shocking, so I hope you're ready. I'm about to deliver a hot take, a little bit of info on something major that's never happened before. A billionaire is doing a bad thing. I know, it's shocking. But getting into it, basically, the post was on Reddit on anti-work. Looks like the post has been removed, but it's still on a couple other subreddits like late stage capitalism and a couple other ones. But here's what it is. A man by the name of Srikanth Maduri, and I hope I didn't get that name wrong, posted that this was his first post, but that he saw a blatant violation of laws set forth by the EEOC, and that he felt compelled to act, and that a friend of him shared a job listing for the company Berkshire Hathaway. If you're not familiar with them, they're kind of the brainchild of Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha, the ingenious investor whose stock price is kind of worth like almost $500,000 by itself. So, we'll go down. So the job listing itself is listed through a third-party staffing and IT service that's called Arthur Grand Technologies. And within it, you can see they specifically listed Berkshire Hathaway, but the note says only born U.S. citizens, and in parentheses it says white, who are local within Dallas, Texas, and not to share that information with the candidates. Obviously, this Mr. Maduri man saw that as a big violation. He specifically said that understanding, hiring U.S. citizens only, especially for government work, which is completely normal, like if you got classified information or stuff they don't want sharing, that's happened before, not that big of a deal. But asking for white completely violates the whole no discrimination for race, gender, pregnancy, disability, all that fun stuff. And that's what caused a stir. Immediately, people started complaining, and he listed the original job posting, which has been expired, quote unquote, had been removed, as well as the archived one, in case anyone wanted to look at it. So obviously, in lieu of this, people started reaching out to them, asking about it. They released a statement saying that this post was neither authorized nor posted by Arthur Grand or its employees. And here's kind of the important part. They say a former employee took an existing posting and added discriminatory language and reposted it, right? And they said that they are a minority-owned company, which, in fairness, they are. Their top officer is a black man, and they have an executive specifically for like culture and diversity and stuff. So that is true, but a lot of corporations have that, and they still get away with ethics violations. So it's kind of a nothing sandwich, I think. And they said it's their policy that all employees and applicants are afforded an equal opportunity without regard to race, color, creed, sex, sexual orientation, age, national origin, all that other fun stuff. And they said, and this is probably the most damning part, is that we are very clear on this update, and to avoid further chaos, we request not raise any of the assumption or comments or to not raise any assumption, comments, or questions further. Thanks for understanding. So people understandably started commenting. They had mentioned in a previous reply that it was a brand new employee who had did it, and now they're saying in this reply that it was a former employee, which, I mean, it could be both. I don't think that that top comment is really a big deal, because it could have been a brand new employee who they then fired and then released a statement saying that, it's a former employee because he no longer works there. However, you got people like this Alyssa who said that they worked at LinkedIn and that they're going to make sure leadership finds out about it, which I'm assuming they already did after it was removed. But we really don't know who this is, because it says account management. I was an account manager, and that was the entry level for the position that I was doing, but hopefully they were aware of it. So, a couple things coming from it. They removed the comments after people kind of ripped them a new one, which led people to believing that this was kind of even more suspicious. It says I'm even more convinced that all the explanations they've offered are complete bull emoji, poop emoji, because of the fact that they decided to eliminate any criticism or questions that might have came, instead of just being open and blunt and answering them. So I'm kind of on the belief that maybe this was some sort of grunging person. What has me worried is the fact that in the post it specifically says don't share with candidates, and you have to fill out all this information when you go to post a job listing in there. So that had to be added afterward, and it was a conscious decision to do it. You can't just kind of copy and paste the entire thing and fill out all the different boxes that indeed requires. So I can see that argument. It's a little strange it's been removed from Reddit, but all in all, it looks like, some people on Twitter are still trying to champion against Berkshire Hathaway. If you search him right now, there's still people constantly posting it and trying to tag Warren Buffett as if he's going to reply, which I highly doubt it. Yeah. He hasn't got time to reply to every little controversy, otherwise he'd never have time to actually work. So I want to know what you guys think. To me, this could go both ways, and I really don't want to make assumptions or kind of have a definitive answer just in case they decide to pull out their whole legal attack force on me. But this is completely within the realm of possibility for a corporation to do, to intentionally say, we only want to hire white people. Please don't tell anybody, but just do it secretly. I can totally see that happening. It's happened before. But this also could run the fact that this also could be under the guise of someone trying to make them look bad. The only thing, though, is I would assume that it would have been a lot bigger than it was. They would have sent it to people. The guy, this Sirkant Maduri, he is the director of product management at Salesforce, arguably one of the largest companies on the planet. So he has a lot to lose if this comes back and it was kind of a big deal, or it kind of was nothing and it really was a mistake, or posted by some guy who was just a former employee who was bitter and posted it to kind of make them look bad. So I don't think he'd make it up. So I don't know. I think he's just posting the facts. I want to know what you guys all think. Let me know in the comments. That was really all I had to get through. Other than that, I hope you guys all have a good day.